Hi there, what's going on? My name is Jackson Summers, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the best stocks to buy now and how these stocks could potentially make you rich one day, depending on how much you invest and when you invest. By no means am I giving financial advice. I just want to share some of the stocks that I think have huge growth potential for the coming 5 to even 20 years, and I pick these stocks based on fundamental factors and technical factors. So if you want to get involved in the stock market but not sure how to buy a stock, when to buy a stock, and what truly makes a good stock, I recommend keep watching. And before anything, please smash the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks, and let's get right into this. The best stocks to be buying in 2020. Now, you're not going to like this one, but I do have to point it out, and that is the best stock to buy is one that you fully understand. And I'm sure many of you already comprehend this and know that when you're investing, you need to truly understand the company behind it, especially if you're investing for the long term. If you're just trading based off technical analysis, then maybe this is not as important. But for long-term investors, it's a thing that's absolutely necessary to understand. And it's one of the most misunderstood concepts in investing. If you don't know how a company operates, right, and what their visions are for the future, then you should definitely not be investing. And that is so true because let's say a company that you love at the beginning is focusing on software and selling software, but then in 2 or 3 years, their plan is to more focus on the education side of software and not selling it, but rather teaching it. If you did not know this, maybe you would not have invested in that company. So that's why it's so important to truly understand the full plan, I guess, of a company for the next 5, 10, and even 20 years, right? So that is definitely an important piece. Now, buying the right stock has a lot to do with how you conduct your research, which is so true. And in my experience, I found it best to use a combination of technical and fundamental analysis, which a lot of people obviously do. Some people just focus on the fundamentals, while others just focus on the technicals. I think if you're long-term investing, it's absolutely necessary you use both, just because the technicals can give you a good look at when to buy and is it a good time to buy right now. However, the fundamentals will say, why am I buying for the future, right? Because with technicals, you're never going to be able to predict the future outcome, let's say in 5-10 years. But with fundamentals, you can, based off the company's plans, whether it's in leadership or products they're coming out with, stuff like that matters, right? And the economy has huge effects on fundamentals of a business. So that's definitely a very interesting thing to look at when you're going to invest in a company, to make sure that, first of all, is it a good time to buy right now? And I like to use technical analysis to figure that out. And then with fundamentals, I say, why am I buying this company? What does it plan to do in the future? How will people respond to its products and all the products a need within the economy, right? That is the main thing I look at when investing in a stock. Now, some safe but good growth potential stocks for the coming years, in my opinion, include Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, Google, Dow Jones, and the NASDAQ, which Dow Jones is the industrial average and the NASDAQ is a stock exchange. The rest are just corporations and companies. Why are these great picks, in my opinion? First of all of them are massive corporations that have become a part of our everyday lives in some way, except obviously the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's just a stock exchange, right? And the Dow Jones is an industrial average stock that measures the stock performance of 30 huge companies. Since its inception on May 26, 1896, the Dow Jones average rate of return each year has been 5.42%. So it's always a fairly safe option in my mind. And yes, it's not a huge amount of growth each year, but much better than a savings account, and something that I see as being valuable for people that just want to get a little dabble into the stock market without being too risky. Now, Berkshire Hathaway, you might not recognize it just off its name, and that is because it's just a holding company. So they essentially just own lots of other companies, and they obviously try to pick ones that are going to grow at a rapid rate. And it's been a staple in the economy since 1965 with an average rate of return of 20.5%, which is just astronomical, outbeats any savings account you can find, any industrial average, really, and it's just truly amazing, right? I think that's just crazy to think that a company like that could be so accurate with its picks. Obviously, it has good years and bad years. That doesn't mean every year they're up 20.5%. It just means on average, right? So some years it could be even more than that, and I think that's because of the leadership within Berkshire Hathaway, and the owner is Warren Buffett, right? One of the smartest people and richest people ever. I think his net worth is something like 90 billion. It's just crazy, but obviously he knows what he's doing. I truly believe in him and the company behind it, and how they buy and sell companies, and they really know how to react to a growing or a declining economy, which I like to see. So I think it's a good pick, in my opinion. Now, e-commerce has essentially taken the retail space by storm, and Amazon is at the forefront of that, right? I think they do something like 40% of all revenue from e-commerce, which is insane, right? That just truly shows how big Amazon is and how much influence they have right now, right? And hopefully in the future. Now, with consistent growth year after year and a great price to earnings or earnings per share ratio, there was no question whether this is a good stock for the next 5 to 10 years, and I even see longer than that. But since it is a different kind of stock, it's e-commerce, which is based off the internet, right? We're not sure what's going to happen. I don't see the internet going anywhere, but you never know what other competition could come into play. And if you don't know what these ratios are, here's a better definition, probably better than I could explain it. So essentially, the price earnings ratio, also known as P/E, is the ratio of a company's share price to the company's earnings per share. The ratio is used for valuing companies and to find out whether they are overvalued or undervalued. Now, by no means does that mean that Amazon is going to be successful just because they have a high price to earnings ratio, right? I'm just showing you guys what that is because a lot of people use that within fundamental analysis to determine whether a stock will do good in the future. But what it kind of shows is if it's too high, that can actually mean it's overvalued, so that's not the best thing. And if it's too low, that means it's kind of undervalued, so that could be actually a great time to buy, and when it's overvalued, it could be a great time to sell. But with Amazon, we're not really sure, right? It's a different kind of stock. It's growing at a rapid rate, and e-commerce sales are only going up. So I'm not sure, obviously, what's going to happen, and that's why I think that 10-year mark is a good time to really look towards. Yeah, so moving on, Tesla has huge plans for the future, and with more and more people making decisions based on environmental impact, Tesla's earnings and market share should definitely go up within the next 5 to 15 years. Additionally, their earnings per share and price to earnings is higher than most companies within their industry, which is actually something that I think is pretty significant, just because with e-commerce, there's not really many stocks for Amazon to compare to. With Tesla, there is some stocks, right? GM, Ford, and those kinds of companies have very low earnings per share and price to earnings. So Tesla having a high one is actually pretty significant in my mind. It shows that people are excited about the future, so they're investing right now, which shows we could be seeing even more significant gains in the future when more people start to get in based off the growth, right? And it's a company based around a good cause, I guess you could say, because they're using electricity to power these vehicles rather than gas, which is a good movement and could be even a better sales pitch within the coming future. Now, Google, obviously everyone knows what Google is. It's essentially the king of the web and a master at implementing advertisements, which is one of the main revenue sources, right? Whether it's through YouTube or pay-per-click advertising when you search up something within Google. but I don't truly see it going anywhere or the internet going anywhere anytime soon, especially with the constant release of new products and services, because they don't just do the web, right? They do a lot more different products and services that people can buy and use, and that's why I included Google within my stock list. Now, Apple, yeah, so everyone has an iPhone, we know that. However, they have tons of other products that millions and even billions use, whether it's subscription services, software, other electronic devices like computers. The company knows how to make a good product, and honestly, their success has a lot to do with the innovation, right? Apple may not be the first to do something, but they're usually going to be the best or most successful at it. And that's just how they make their products. The quality that's used and the marketing side is a huge play, because they make it feel like these devices are needs rather than wants, and that just makes people buy more, right? And that's why they are one of the most profitable companies out there. And obviously I like to see a profitable company, which is why I included them on my list. Plus, everything is essentially on sale right now, and we could even see more of a drop, so it's best to buy obviously when everyone is selling. When you go to a grocery store and you see a sale, do you say, oh my god, everything's falling, this is so horrible, I'm gonna have to buy this product at a lower price? No, you buy it because it's a good deal. But with stocks, people don't really think that way, and I think it's because obviously it affects other things going on in the market. It affects the economy, affects other markets, whether it's real estate. However, I think it's best to buy when people are selling, because you're going to get in at a lower price, and honestly that's how riches are made, when people are buying and everyone's selling. So those were some of the stocks that I think have huge growth potential for the coming years, and are a great time to be buying right now, especially with the amazing sale we have going on in the markets. Please comment below some of your favorite stocks, as I'm really interested in knowing what you guys are buying, why you're buying it, and why you believe in it, as I'm sure we'll have some common interests, as these stocks are not the only ones I'm looking at and investing in, right? There's tons of stocks that I really love. However, these ones were just some safe picks that I think will bounce back very quickly once the market starts being bullish again, right? Whenever that is, because we could be in this bear market for another year or even two, right? Or it could turn around in the next couple of months. Hopefully you did enjoy this. Please smash the like button if you did, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, I would really appreciate if you could follow my Instagram, which is JacksonSummers111, and I post all types of awesome and motivational content there, and I think you'll really enjoy the type of content I have, and also it will keep you up to date when new videos come out on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and peace.